Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your May 2016 mid-month reading. I am still using the Gilded Tarot deck, and even though we're focusing more on the last half of the month and the month entire, I will still be using the same 8-card spread with an additional ninth card as your crowning card because I feel it just continues to give as whole and clear and interpretive a picture of the next couple of weeks ahead as possible. I was going to be using a new deck of tarot cards I've been exploring for the last couple of weeks, but due to the energies that I keep getting off of them, I've decided to use them just for my business and career readings, which I do privately, but I am considering putting out some general finance readings later on this summer. So for the time being, it's still my beloved Gilded Tarot deck. Thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. Your feedback and support and love have been so appreciated and so welcome. And please keep the comments going. I don't always have the time. I rarely have the time to answer each and every one of them, but I do read all of them, the ones on my YouTube channel itself and the ones you're kind enough to send via email. So please keep those coming. I appreciate the feedback. And for those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings, as always, my honor, and it's my honor and my pleasure to read for you and to be allowed a momentary glimpse and a momentary place in your life. Thank you so very much for the time and trust you give to me for those. And for those of you who are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more detail and information about myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. And you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I know there has been some volume issues with the videos lately. I've heard from some of you. I recently upgraded to Windows 1000 or whatever it is at now, and it reset all my microphone and speaker volumes. So I've reset them, and I hope that it will resolve the issue. Please, of course, give me feedback if it has not, and I will look into it further. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Leo for May 2016 mid-month. Leo, May 2016 mid-month. What does the remainder of May hold for my feisty, fiery Leos? Leo the Lion, May 2016 mid-month. Oh, also, for those of you who are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, I do readings full-time, so I work pretty closely with you and your schedule to get you a reading as quickly as possible. I've had a lot of questions about turnaround time, and right now my turnaround time is anywhere between 1 and 4 to 5 days, depending on whether you want live, recorded, and what time zone you live in for coordination of Skype and phone readings. So these are general readings, Leo, for those of you who will be watching Sun, Moon, or Rising for the sign of Leo for May 2016 mid-month. They may or may not resonate predictably for you. If they don't, check your rising and your moon sign as well, which you should always do anyway. Some months and some readings you may find they resonate more predictably for you than others, and also some months and some readings where other readers will resonate for you more than the ones that you regularly watch. It's all about what you get at the end of the day that you need. So Leo, May 2016 mid-month. We begin with the Two of Wands, followed by the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, followed by the Eight of Cups, the Justice card, followed by the Four of Swords, and the Empress, followed by the High Priestess. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and theme is the Chariot card. 4 major arcana cards, Leo. It looks like it's going to be, looks like the last few weeks of May will be, have some significant changes or realizations coming for those of you for whom this resonates. With a fair amount of speed, too, your crowning card is the Chariot with successful forward motion. So let's take a look, Leo. Leo, it really does look like the next couple of weeks, perhaps going a little bit into June as well, um, is quite a bit about expanding growth, continuing to move forward. And I feel like it's going to happen. Things are going to come together quite quickly. For some of you, it looks like there's some internal realizations that are going to be happening again, with your overall card being the Chariot, probably fairly swiftly. But really, the remainder of the month is kind of about coming into your own. So let's begin. We have the Two of Wands, followed by the Nine of Pentacles. So, finding ourselves in the middle of May 2016 with the Two of Wands. So, Wands is governed by the element of fire and air, primarily fire. So, it's a very dynamic combination, and the suit of Wands is, as you've heard me say, a very dynamic suit. It's all about change, movement, action, power, and forward momentum. And the Two of Wands is a card about expansion and growth and trying to make a decision in which way that will push you towards the most expansion and growth in whatever sector of your life this resonates with. I think for some of you, you know, we have two wands, one sword, one cup, one pentacle, and the rest is major arcana cards. So it really could be anything depending on who's watching. It will resonate differently as it always does. With one more wands cards, there might be a larger portion of you for whom this resonates as career or job or artistic projects or endeavors, just kind of moving your life ahead as a whole. For others, it may resonate as relationship energy. And for a few of you, perhaps a legal situation of some kind, looking at the Four of Swords and Justice. But the Two of Wands is about being in the middle of May 2016, Leo, being at a bit of a crossroads type of place, or in a place where you're deciding how to move forward in a manner that provides the most opportunity and potential for expansion and growth in a situation in your life. I think for the larger portion of you watching, this is going to be career or artistic endeavors. You can see that the man on this card is at a crossroads. He's looking at two paths and trying to figure out which one to take. The implication of this card being that the path he has walked just to get to this crossroads has been fairly successful. There is an underlying tone that perhaps he's walked it, at least part of it, if not most of it, alone. But even if that doesn't resonate for you, it looks like the path that you've gotten to, particularly in career, has been pretty decent. It served you well, but you're looking to either expand the direction you're currently in and provide a way that is more fulfilling, perhaps provides more for career or a job, perhaps a way to get more money, to apply for a job, to maybe improve skills, to move yourself up further in an already existing career path, or perhaps taking a look at taking a different career path to provide more personal growth and expansion in your life. The trick to the Two of Wands and utilizing its energy is to not get stuck in that crossroads energy. This is just a card that points towards either taking a step back or just stopping for a minute and reflecting, okay, which path am I going to take? Because both of these paths look fairly similar. This could represent actually two defined choices you have, or just wanting to take a different path and not knowing which one to do. This is a card about just taking a brief reprieve, a brief stop to consider which path you go on before you make a decision. And it's about choosing the path that you think looking forward is going to provide the most expansion, the most opportunity for growth potential, your growth and evolution and positivity in your life, but don't get stuck there. And I feel like for a lot of you, this wanting to move forward, to do better, to grow, is about your own independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment, because that Two of Wands is accompanied by the Nine of Pentacles. So Pentacles is a suit that's governed by the element of earth, and it's a suit that's all about things in our earthly, material, tangible environment. And often Pentacles represents things like money, finances, property, resources, job, etc. The Nine of Pentacles, as I said, is a card of independence, self-sufficiency, self-growth, self-empowerment, really coming to your own. It's kind of like in the middle of May 2016, Leo. You find yourself at a place where you begin to focus more on how can I do better for myself? How can I expand and grow in this area in my life, because you end the month uh, with it being time to kind of move into your own with a very powerful combination of the Empress and the High Priestess. And again, this could be in career, job, it could be in the relationship sector of your life, whether that's love and romance or any other of the varieties of relationships we are in our life. It could be in spirituality. It's pretty evenly placed in terms of the energy. So however, you can take these energies and apply it to you for the remainder of May. But it's really about recognizing how far you've come, everything that you've worked to build up, and how you can continue to expand and grow that, a deepening awareness of what you've already achieved and what you're actually capable of achieving, wondering what you're capable of achieving. The Nine of Pentacles shows a woman who is standing in her beautiful garden. She's surrounded by very beautiful things, physical comforts, luxuries, even as symbolized by this wealth of beautiful pentacles growing on this bush. She's wearing a beautiful gown. She's obviously able to take very good care of herself. And she has the extra added self-satisfaction of knowing that everything that she is currently enjoying in her material environment, her physical earthly environment, has come from her own investment by dint of her own labor, her own talents, work, everything that she's invested into it. This is a woman or a man to whom very little, if anything, has been given to her on a silver platter. She's worked very hard to enjoy the things that are now around her. And with that comes that sense of self-empowerment, of feeling very good about everything that you've worked to build up, an awareness and acknowledging and recognizing of what you're capable of, and then taking that a step further combined with the Two of Wands, and how can I do better? How can I grow more, whether it's job, career, spirituality, love, and relationships? It's about, in the middle of May 2016, Leo, finding yourself in a place where you want more, you want to expand forward. There's a desire, I almost have difficulty verbalizing it, a desire to, what else can I achieve? What more can I do? How big can I grow this thing? How much more can I do? It's kind of an exciting, looking forward kind of feeling. Now, right next to that, we have the Nine of Wands, followed by the Eight of Cups. So for some of you, this feeling of wanting to do more, wanting to do better, wanting to grow and expand, however it resonates specifically in your life, has been prompted by a setback, I think, in the recent past, and I feel if it is in the past, it's very recent past, some kind of temporary setback or challenge, obstacle you ran into that led you to a place where you started to feel like, okay, I've done everything I can do here. Perhaps something didn't turn out exactly the way that you wanted, and you're making the decision to move on from it. This Nine of Wands and Eight of Cups combination points to just that. The Nine of Wands again being that suit of fire and air. It's about moving forward, movement. My words are tripping over themselves this morning. It's an action-oriented suit. The Nine of Wands, however, is a card about taking, again, another temporary step back. And it's sitting right next to this Two of Wands, too, with the energy being that of just stopping and going, okay, where do I go from here? Which is similar to what the man in the Nine of Wands is doing. You can see that behind him is this cluster of 8 wands. And these 8 wands represent an obstacle that he ran into, a challenge of some kind of roadblock. Can also represent a temporary setback or a temporary failure of some kind, although not a huge catastrophic kind of failure, but it was unexpected. He had a different plan in mind. He was forging ahead, and all of a sudden he ran into this thing, and he couldn't proceed any further, or something didn't work, and he's taken a step back. He's a bit confused. He's trying to figure out what happened. Did he do something wrong? And if so, what was it? It's a card about re-strategizing before you go back in, because that's the secondary theme of this card. It's a card of withdrawal, temporary withdrawal, but not complete retreat. It's about taking a step back, reflecting, analyzing, assessing the situation, and figuring out how to best deal with it, and then continuing to move forward. This is not a card of giving up or going away. Although the decision, of course, may be that he needs to take a different route around this obstacle or figuring out if there's a way to get through it in order to continue. But fundamentally, it's a card about reflecting on something, re-strategizing, and then continuing to move forward because either you tried something and it didn't work, or it didn't turn out exactly the way you wanted it to, or for some of you, this is going to be that ultimately you didn't find it fulfilling, you didn't get out of it what you put into it or what you wanted to. But again, it's something about your own personal growth, your own evolution, your own path forward. It looks like some of you were on, I think the larger portion of you were on a path kind of headed towards something, and the path itself is good. That's what I'm feeling. You run into something, and I feel again like for a lot of you this is about the past, but the very, very recent past, maybe even back to the beginning of May or the end of April. So that Nine of Wands is accompanied by the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is governed by the element of water, and so it's a suit about, it's a watery fluid suit because it's about emotions and feelings, which are very mercurial and very fluid. It's also a suit that can represent love and relationships as well. You can see that on the ground behind this man there are 8 cups. Some of them are tipped over and spilled out, and some of them are upright and still full. The implication being that he has tasted and drunk from most, if not all, of these cards. And while he may have found them exciting or satisfying or interesting at the time, ultimately he found them not to be what he wanted, not what he was looking for. They didn't bring him the fulfillment and joy that he needed. They weren't serving him. And so he's made the decision to move on to something else. This is not a card of decision making. It's not a card that has the energy of, okay, do I continue with this thing or not? This is a card that points towards having the energy, Leo, that you've already made the decision to move on. You're just trying to decide which direction to move in. You can see this man has already made this decision. He's just trying to figure out which path to take. His back is turned to us. He's dressed for travel. He has his hat on, his cloak on, his walking staff in his hand, and he's surveying the horizon, trying to figure out which path to take. It's just this kind of flow of energy. I mean, we started with the Two of Wands. Okay, I've gotten this far. I need to kind of figure out which way I'm going to go first, because it's all about moving forward. There's just this, I feel this very strong desire to move forward. It's not a giving up energy or, wow, this didn't work, so I'm going to quit. It's just, okay, how can I get through something, figure something out, or go around it? But the objective, and the feeling is still one of forward momentum, which suits you right down to a T, Leo, because fire sign, you just keep on going. So this combination of cards, something didn't work out, or you realize something wasn't pushing you towards your goals, your dreams, and whatever sector of your life this resonates for. You have made the decision to move on. It's just about choosing the right path. Now, right next to that, we have the major arcana card of Justice, followed by the Four of Swords. This particular combination of cards, Leo, I feel that somewhere in between this Nine of Wands, Eight of Cups, and this Justice, Four of Swords, I think a lot of you make a certain decision or you choose a certain path, and you're able to rest in the knowledge that you've done the right thing, you've made the right decision. For some of you, that this represents a walking away from a situation, or particularly walking away from a relationship or a person. There may be some sad feelings attached to it, but again, I just get a very kind of healthy forward movement sort of thing. Whatever decision that you're making, that you're going to make, this combination of Justice and the Four of Swords asks you to have faith and confidence to rest basically in the decision that you're making or in the decision that's made. The Justice card, it's a major arcana card, Fingers of the Divine, as I like to call them. And there's an air of finality with the Justice card. It also comes with a strong piece of advice about doing the right thing. There's kind of a moral thread to this card too. Speaking your truth, moving through something with as much honor and integrity as possible, making sure that all your motives are good and upright and positive, because that's what you're going to get out of this. Justice being blind, as is almost always depicted in images of justice. The Justice card is the card of, you're going to reap what you sow. Did I say that the right way? Yes, you're going to reap what you sow. Whatever you put into this thing and however you walk through this is exactly what you're going to get back out of it, because That's what justice is about. The outcome of something, the decision of something is entirely dependent, or it's supposed to be entirely dependent on the facts, the information, the logic, and the proven motivations of the people involved. It's supposed to be fairly impartial and not, this is a card that would also suggest to, even if it's matters of the heart, to try and remain as impartial as possible and don't let emotions cloud your decision-making process, and don't let your emotions make the decision for you. Make sure to weigh everything out, be very thoughtful about it, and go into it, operate it, as is always the best choice at the end of the day, with truth, honor, and personal integrity. And you can rest in that. We have the Justice card accompanied by the Four of Swords. Now, Swords is governed by the element of air, and it's a suit all about our words and ideas. It's a very mental and cerebral suit. It speaks to how we look at things, our mindset, our perspectives, our belief system. And the Four of Swords is a card of rest and respite. But because the suit of Swords is more oriented towards what goes on in our mental atmosphere, it's more about mental and emotional rest and reprieve from something. Making the decision to withdraw from conflict. You've made a decision and you're standing by it, and it's really, this combination of cards is about feeling good about a decision you've made, feeling good about a decision that has been made or handed down, and resting secure and knowing that it was ultimately the right thing. You can see on the front of this card that there are three swords pointing down at this man, and the fourth one, his own, is close by his hand should he need it. But for the time being, he's not engaged. He's made a conscious decision to withdraw from battle, to withdraw from whatever this challenge is. For some of you, this decision is going to be a permanent withdrawal. You're not stopping forward momentum. You're just choosing to continue forward away from this issue or situation or person. Because he's made that conscious decision, because he's tired. It's no longer serving him. The thing I find the most significant in the Four of Swords in the Gilded Tarot is that this man still has his armor on. Now, in medieval times, if you know anything about the armor they wore then, it weighed a ton, like between 80 and 120 pounds. And typically when they took a break from battle, or were done with battle, or were eating or resting, they had one of their pages or squires remove their armor because it was so heavy, very unwieldy, difficult to navigate in. But this man is so tired and so exhausted, so depleted, so kind of done with the battle, that he hasn't even bothered to have his armor removed. He's just laid down and fallen asleep. So whatever it is that you've run into recently, Leo, it's left you feeling kind of drained and making the decision to withdraw from it, even if it's only temporary, to consider, should I go back and try and find a way through it, or should I find a way around it, or choose a different path entirely, but still moving forward. But you can rest in whatever decision has been made by you or somebody else. This combination of cards speaks very strongly about don't worry about it. There's a real sense of divine timing in this. Either somebody else has made the right decision, you've made the right decision, you chose the right path, and you can actually rest in that. It also speaks of if you're waiting for any decisions to be handed down from anything, particularly if it's a legal situation, try and rest in the knowledge that it's going to work out exactly as it's intended to. That it will be fair, that it will be just, and to let go of any stressors about that. For those of you for whom this resonates as like some relationship conflicts, it does strongly indicate, although of course it can always play out differently for different people, as it always does, but it does strongly indicate that the resolution will be a fair one, and that there will be a coming together, compromise, and negotiation in a positive and beneficial way. But really, it's still about continued forward motion all through this reading, and the last set of cards are no different. It's more of a self-oriented remainder of the month for you, Leo. Not really selfish in the terms of having a negative benefit on other people, in the light of having what you need and what you want, but it's just about recognizing who you are, recognizing what you're worth, recognizing everything that you put into something, your life up until now, and really looking forward, kind of wrapping yourself around how powerful you are, wondering what else you're capable of achieving, and kind of getting a deepening awareness of your own value and your capabilities and where you can take that moving forward, coming into your own power. The last set of cards at or towards the end of May 2016, it's a really powerful combination of the Empress followed by the High Priestess. The Empress is all about, it's about self-nurturing as well. There's a strong theme to that. It's about taking care of yourself, really kind of, it's about you these next couple of weeks, Leo, in a very positive and self-love, self-awareness, moving forward. How can I become better? How can I do better by myself? Uh, the Empress is about nurturing self-care, getting in touch with that part of yourself, about balancing inner with the outer. And she is ultimately about fertility, nurturing, pregnancy, rebirth, new paths, new roads. And the Empress tells us that the time is right. So for any of you, if you're considering a new path, starting a new project, even a pregnancy, it looks like it's a good time for that. So if you're not looking for that, forewarned is forearmed. About moving forward, beginning. It's about choosing the path and to improve, expand, and grow. And it looks like at or towards the end of the month, you're receiving a very strong message in the form of the Empress that the time is right for doing that. She's the ultimate Earth Mother of the Tarot. She is all about planting the seeds in the ground and watching them grow. She's a caretaker, a nurturer. It's all about feeding things to watch them grow to their beautiful fruition, and a very strong message, again, that the time is right to plant the seeds and begin to nurture them so that they can come to beautiful new fruition. This is basically the remainder of May is about choosing a path, choosing how you're going to do these new beginnings, and then planting the seed and it moving forward. This is a forward moving energy. And to trust in your own intuition and trust in yourself, just kind of wrap around your own, again, your own power coming into your own. That Empress is paired with the High Priestess. What a powerful combination of beautiful, grounded, nurturing energies and very strong feminine energies as well. Even if you're a man watching this, it's about taking care of yourself, acknowledging yourself, what you're capable of, what you've done, how far you've come, how far you still can in a very exciting, I wonder what else I'm capable of doing kind of way. Really, really diving right into that energy for the remainder of this month, Leo. Trusting in your own instincts, your own intuition, your own spirituality, and your own connection to the divine, because that's what the High Priestess is about. That's what her energies are all about. She's an incredibly spiritual, very intuitive person. She sees most, if not everything, but she doesn't always say everything that she sees. She kind of keeps her cards kind of close to her chest. She's a contemplative sort of person, but very intuitive. She trusts in her own instinct, her own gut instinct. She trusts the path that she's on. She trusts also her connection to source, to divinity, to guide her, knowing that every step she takes will be the right one because she's so in tune with that part of herself and with whatever her connection to the divine is. It's a very powerful, very self-empowering combination at or towards the end of the month, Leo. Absolutely beautiful. It feels just a very strong, powerful, self-empowering energy. And again, it's all about moving forward. Even if you've recently run into a challenge or a roadblock, how do I go through it, or how do I go around it, or how do I choose another path? Which way do I go? But it is all about moving forward. Your crowning card is another major arcana card, the Chariot, another very powerful card. Successful, swift forward motion. And also, the Chariot speaks of harnessing a variety of disparate forces, and bringing them together, harnessing them together, and making them work in perfect unison and harmony to successfully propel something forward, symbolized by this chariot. We have the driver, we have the body of the chariot, the wheels of the chariot, the sphinxes or horses that drive the chariot, and ultimately it's his will and his sense of direction that drives the chariot. What is it that you actually want? Choose your direction and then bring everything together that you need to and make it work in unison and harmony to propel you forward on this path. And there is a fair amount of speed associated with this, so it's a strong indicator that all of these things may come together, and then at the end of the month, boom, you're off and running, Leo. The advice that would come with the chariot too is is how this chariot operates, how the sphinxes or horses operate, and the direction it goes in is entirely up to the driver. So set your will, have a very clear picture of what you want, choose your path, bring everything together that you need, and make it work for you in a forward motion. Very powerful reading, Leo. Which it's an appropriate reading for Leo, you lovely, strong, powerful fire sign lion that you are. Beautiful reading. Again, powerful in a very clean, bright, strong energy kind of way. So Leo, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it has resonated for you and brought you some insight and clarity. I always say that because that's why we do these videos, to kind of give you a heads up on things, to prepare for things, give you some food for thought on how to move forward through whatever time piece that it represents. So for those of you who are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can click on the About sign for more information, and you can also email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. And until I see you again in a couple of weeks for the June 2016 general reading, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thank you so much for watching, Leo, and I will see you soon.